Hello everyone, how are you guys doing? We are here with MarkioBros and Mr. Reda, and he is presenting Resident Evil Village. Introduce yourself and then count me down and we start the run.
What's going on, everybody? My name's MarkioBros, commonly known as Skip as well. Ironic, right? Because I'm a speedrunner. Today we're going to be playing Resident Evil Village. It's a horror game, so could be a couple of hours. Get buckled in. My co-commentator today is Mr. Ada. He's going to be kind of filling in some of the strats and why I'm doing what I'm doing, and a little bit of the story.
So, as I just put in chat, I'm also a speedrunner, Mr. Adder, Adder. I go by several different names. I don't know why.
You let me know when you're ready to hit the button, guys.
What was I say? I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. We'll do 3, 2, 1, and then go, right? So 3, 2, 1, go. So I'm going to be skipping an absolute lot. So hopefully Mr. Adder is going to be able to fill in some of the story as to what is going on. But fundamentally, the start of this game kind of finishes off from Resident Evil 7.
It's like I said to your mom.
We're all happy families right now. So let's see how the story unveils.
So, one little thing about this game, it takes place 3 years and 6 months after Resident Evil 7. So, Ethan and Mia, if you chose the other option, kind of breaks the law a little bit.
It does.
But yeah, Ethan and Mia have had a child called Rosemary, and literally everything goes awry with all the, well, from this point. It's the easiest way to put it.
So basically what just happened was during that entire skipped cutscene section was everything was all happy families, and then your wife kind of attacks you, and then before you realize it, the doors have been kicked in by none other than Chris Redfield, and he tries to convince you that your wife isn't actually your wife. And there's a reason for that. So we'll, as we pass through the game, we're going to come to points in the game, in the story, that's going to kind of explain a little bit more about that thesis. But for now, I'm just going to work my way through some of this. Ada, do you want to explain the first tactical resets?
Yeah, so as Skip is moving along here, there's no tactical resets for this first area that we're currently in until we get to a cabin a bit further along the pathway. So he's going to go into the cabin. A bunch of stuff's going to happen. I'm not going to spoil it for those that have never seen it. But as he comes out of it, there is going to be a point where we reset the game from the local save. And it's going to... Excuse me. It's going to literally teleport him forward by... it sounds silly, but about
20
15,
feet.
20 steps. About 20 feet, yeah.
It's crazy that you have to move forward to do something like that. It saves a little bit of time. So we use a timing method for speedrunning in this game called load time removed. And that basically removes all of like the loading screens and the menuing, well, the pausing at least, not so much of the menuing. So going through what he was just explaining, doing a what's known as a tactical reset, basically, it gives you the opportunity to save time. It doesn't necessarily work with a real time what we're doing today. So the timer is actually as it is. You're not going to save any time. But from a speedrunning aspect, when we submit our personal best and stuff like that, that is how we calculate the closest times for our timing. Pedro. I just spotted Pedro. He looks so good.
So yeah, the first tactical reset's coming up. So in theory, it's going to save about 15 seconds. But of course, as a timer, we're doing it this way. We're not got our own timer.
Yeah.
So it's not going to actually include that 15 seconds.
Yeah. Don't even know whether I should do it.
Yeah, do it.
See, the time's completely stopped. But for you, it's not. The time's still going. But in a...
Where the hell am I?
That's it. That's literally it. If I turned around at that point, you'd see, oh, well, it was like crossing a room. You know what I mean? But from a speedrunning aspect, that kind of has a detrimental kind of effect on your time and output. And it's little things like that that accumulate into big time losses and stuff like that. Or actually, on a more positive note, big time saves.
Yeah. And the
happened?
other thing, without throughout this run, I may have to remind Skip this. It does, but picking and choosing your fights sometimes.
I'm a fighter.
But no, picking and choosing your fights constitute whether or not you're going to time save, you're going to PB, you know, it happens.
What the hell?
But routing in this game is key.
It is. It is. I mean, routing in any game for speedrunning is a keystone for getting a good time. So this room, Ada, do you want to explain why we only take care of a couple of enemies?
Yeah, so I found out myself through another speedrunner in the community that literally you just run up to the stairs, it triggers the enemies, you come downstairs, go to another window, come back, shoot the guy that Skip's just killed through the door and in the building with you, and it triggers the entire simulation to complete a lot quicker. Meaning you can get into the fight that we're just about to get into with all the enemies. And it's a potential time save.
I get it. I did.
Yeah. It's a potential time save of... was it about 30 seconds or something,
Yeah.
or a minute?
So the reason why I'm standing here is... Yeah, I'm bottlenecked per se, but an enemy is going to spawn behind me, and I kind of want to get the enemy as early as possible for timing method, at least with like the timing standpoint. I kind of want to make it so that as soon as I physically see him, I want to shoot him. And the reason for that is
No end to them.
the earliest that you have a shot on the guy on the roof that I took out, right, the timer starts. And from there, it's kind of like the timer starts and you literally have absolutely no choice over it. So the faster you want to get through this section, you kind of want to instigate the shot and the enemies being triggered. The guy behind me is a big guy, and we're going to try and further that time saving by attacking him early. It's about right, isn't it, Ada?
That is about right. So different runners do different tactics here. So the one that Skip's doing is one that I use personally. I just don't use that weapon. I use a different weapon. I have just realised there is an advert going as well, so...
Yeah. Back it up, back it up. So now we are on basically a little bit of RNG in this game in certain sections. This is one of them to see how long it actually takes you to get through this section. The moment that we're looking for in order to continue is an arrow to the knee. And that's the adventure over. Game complete. Good night. See you later. If this was Skyrim, that would be the case. My adventure would be over, but no. This is Resident Evil Village. We have to pursue.
But yeah, so basically the tactic Skip was using, for those that didn't hear it during the ad break, is literally you back yourself into a corner, use your weapon to shoot the enemies around you. A big lichen, or Urias, should I say, is the name of the enemy.
He's basically these enemies, but just huge.
Yeah, he spawns in behind you, and you have the opportunity to kill him or get him to low enough health, so when he breaks through the barriers, you can literally just spin round, shoot him once, and he's done. Gets you into this scene that he's in a lot quicker. To get the knee skip.
Take an arrow to the knee. This is weird, because you go through, and then you end up turning around. There's 2 points in this game that it forces you to do that, and we came up with the idea that during the cutscene, because we don't actually watch the cutscenes anymore, as you can tell, we came up with the idea that during the cutscene, as you walk through the door and you approach the cloaked old haggard woman, somewhere during that cutscene you're actually turned around. I'm not gonna watch the cutscene because that doesn't save time. Although saying that, cutscenes do actually come into play for. Hey, I'm not doing too bad on the menu.
No. Cutscenes do take a play in one part of this. It's one cutscene that has been permitted.
There's nothing I can do here.
Speedrunning community.
There's absolutely nothing I can do here. Because this is technically an auto-scroller. Hello, lady. This way. This is the way. This is the way, chat. Wait, the wrong game, right? No?
Yeah.
This is the Pedro.
But no, so cutscenes in this game are detrimental. You're only allowed to use them to heal up, but there is one permitted cutscene, which I'm sure Skip will possibly use when we get to that section, and I can explain a little bit more about it.
What's that?
The Lady D
The fire's moving fast.
mask placing.
Oh yeah,
cutscene.
that's aggravating. But it is what it is.
Don't worry. Try not to breathe in the smoke.
Excuse me.
I know.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Ethan.
She didn't even get to say you're kind. That's kind of quick.
Don't get it.
I'd be kind of happy.
So
I mean, I did a little bit of a run yesterday with Ada. We did a race, and I was actually getting some serious gold splits at this point in the game, which is really cool. Did you want to explain gold splits and stuff like that whilst I go and put these in the door?
Yep. So basically, gold splits are you've seriously beaten your time compared to your previous runs. So they're basically you've set a personal best for that section of the game by a large amount.
Guess this leads to the castle.
So, for example, I got several yesterday. Unfortunately, because of my runs were only small, but they were enough of a change to
Nothing but blood and death.
sorry, my words. I am still waking up.
It's at past 10 in the UK. It's acceptable.
It's also my day off.
Awesome.
But no, it's literally you just save so much time. You've saved so much time that the game it's literally a reward to see a gold split.
Yeah. So you're almost gonna see all of the
Jesus Christ!
bosses in this game. So a little bit about the game lore, because we've explained a little bit about speedrunning and a couple of strats and tactics and stuff like that. So the lore of this game we kind of touched upon when we started this run. At this current point in the game, Ethan, the main character who we are currently playing as, he's now trying to get his daughter back. Miranda is the protagonist in this game, and she has kidnapped your daughter and is going to use her for personal gain. We now have to go through the village. The village is what, Ada?
A maze.
It is. It's a true maze. So the village is an area in, I think it's Transylvania? Is it Transylvania? It's Romania, somewhere around there.
It's based
Loosely.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, we've come to this secluded area of the world, and it's completely governed by Miranda. And Miranda is the evil. Oh, no, is the evil lady. And we have to kind of go through different areas of the village, and she kind of governs over all of those lords of the village. And now we're about to meet a wonderful character called the Duke.
So the Duke is a traveling tradesman, so you could buy your weapons, ammo, health parts, upgrades, all from the Duke. You'll see him several times throughout the game, and after defeating some of the enemies, you'll see him shall we say, playing with a memento of the previous boss. Hey up, Pug.
Oh my god, Mr. Puggaroo, thank you for gifting 5 subs, dude.
Thank you, my friend.
So you'll probably notice me put my thumb up when I see my community, or anybody really, support the channel, support the run, basically. These people are amazing. I really want to say thank you to my community. They inspire me to pursue greatness every day, and I wouldn't be here without them, honestly. So massive thank you to you guys.
Yeah, another thing to note within this game, there are a lot of scenes that you'd think we'd be able to skip, but we can't skip. So, for example, being hooked up on there, going to do the health pot on your hands, you can't skip it. You know, opening of doors, you can't skip how slow it opens.
That menu wasn't too bad. So, it's going to sound crazy. Yes, I've run this game a lot on PC, but recently I've been having to prepare a save file on console, and I've been forced to use a controller. So, yesterday we had a wonderful race to kind of prep me again for playing on the PC. So thank you to Ada for that.
Yeah, and by now I am looking at the timer on stream.
Am I doing good?
Let me string you up. Slice
So with the load removal,
I should have given you my splits.
dead. Which would you prefer?
yeah. So the load removal that we've actually currently we use, we're roughly about on par. So you're looking at about 16 minutes if you'd taken the load times out.
Yeah, yeah. And here she is, the lady of the castle, Lady Dimitrescu.
The only horror game where you want to get captured.
She's huge, man. Did I get it?
He's a like 8-foot
I got it!
monster.
Okay, that's not going to seem like a big deal, but believe me, I always try to aim for that shot, and the success rate is about 75%. So the fact that I got it, I'm kind of happy.
But yeah, honestly though, with this game, routing is key, and you'll see Skip using different weapons. So at the moment, he's using a rocket pistol. Only because it just allows you to.
I don't have to be super accurate.
Yeah, it allows him not to be super accurate and allows him to move a lot more freely.
I feel no pain.
Excuse me.
Use
Wrong gun, yeah.
wouldn't
I
use
know.
rocket.
I know. I'm pretty sure if you watch that back, I selected the Magnum. Pretty sure if you watch it back, chat, what do you reckon? Do you reckon I actually equipped that Magnum there? I'm pretty damn sure I did. Should I open the door for easy strats, or should I get took? Nah, we'll get took.
We'll get tucked.
We want to get caught by Lady D. She's like she's got to be what? 7 foot? 7'3"? She's huge, man. She's absolutely huge.
She's actually so as a comparison, so Master Chief is about 7 foot.
Shall I give you the tour?
She is taller than Master Chief.
Is she really?
Yes.
Wow. Master Chief is huge. Lady, like, you know what? I find tall characters absolutely fascinating because, you know, in the gaming world, characters are
What have you done to my
not
daughter?
normally extremely tall unless they're a boss, right? And I live that every day because I'm a giant. I'm literally 6'8". For you guys that work on a different measurement scale, that's 203 centimeters, which is crazy, right?
So,
What the hell?
Master Chief is 7 feet with all of his armor on. Lady D is 9 foot 6 inches.
She's never 9 foot. She's a... Take that, dude. She's a big girl.
But no, so, you know, a lot of this game
Nice.
we've muscle memoried the routing as well.
Yeah.
So, if you take your time in a lot of these sections, especially these, you are...
Here she is. This is the moment. Everybody waits for this moment. Look at the pure size of this lady. I'm sorry, I gotta skip it. But I just wanted to show you just how vast that lady is. She's huge, man. She's huge.
And another little trick. Ethan Winters is 5'11".
So
So,
average height,
honestly,
that's fine.
He's an average height,
Yeah.
and you could see how much more she towers over you.
Bro, she had to claw through the doorway. I argue with doorways. Don't get it wrong. But she's next level.
So, an interesting thing's about to happen. Once Skip gets through, I believe it's the next door.
She's gonna get me.
Yep.
Oh! The clench was real, everybody. There's only 2 points in this game that really make you bear down every muscle that you've got, right? And it's that one, and then one a little later with the fish guy. But we need to get some of this liquid, by the way. Liquid sewing kit, anybody?
The liquid surgical kit.
Yeah.
So to also put this into perspective, by the time the game expects you to get to this point, you're meant to be roughly about 40 minutes in. So far we've already saved about 20 minutes.
I'm kind of interested to see whether I get a PB today. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be.
But I'm going to entertain the value of that guy. Me and that piano do not get along. We've never gone along.
I was going to say, there are times where you can get that perfectly first time, but honestly, getting that piano, it's knowing where the keys are, knowing which order they're in.
And a lot of the time, you're limited to time as well. Like, it'll force you to not have... it'll force you to not have... Hold on. Me too. Oh, she's dead. It'll force you to basically get limited with time. Like, oh, you now can't carry out another input until come on.
That is another one of the areas that a lot of people struggle on, is getting the bells. You need to get them to open the area that we're not going to just yet, which by the splits is the rooftops.
Our main objective right now is to collect 4 masks.
I was worried my sisters had gotten one first. You will not get away.
This one's a little tricky because I don't need to do some menuing. We need to get 4 masks basically to get through to the next area. Because there's a locked door, if you remember. We went into a door with a plaque on it that had writing on it. And then, during that cutscene, we got caught. We got caught by Lady D and her daughters, right? So, we're having to go through the game and try and locate in the castle those masks. Can I get past you, big swiggity? She's gonna get me.
Fire, blood, how stomach dress
Can you move?
done in
Could
by
you?
the likes of you?
She's stuck. Could you let me pass, please? Gonna have to go back in the door, right? Let me. Excuse me. Ah, okay, we're free.
Honestly, she
There's a high chance of that happening, and she's just annoying. But
it's a timing aspect with that. It is literally, if you time it just right, and she gets a little bit further ahead, you can either squeeze past her, or when she turns to attack you, she moves out of the way slightly, so you can then skirt past her. But then there's a high chance of getting hit by her.
yeah.
Which then, being hit by her slows you down dramatically.
Yeah, I mean, touching upon what we kind of discussed earlier as well about choosing your battles and knowing when to fight and when to move forward and stuff like that. Typically, that section of trying to get past Lady Dimitrescu, if you try and rush forward, there's a chance, there's a really good chance that you can get past her and she is in a position where you can slip past her, right? But typically, you're on a lower chance than if you waited for 1 second and allowed her to move forward. If you waited 1 second, she would actually move past the pillar on the left, allowing you to no ladder, thank you. So the game wants me to use a ladder there, and I do not want to use a ladder because that's not good for time, right? So yeah, if you wait that 1 second, the pillar on the left, because she's so vast, because she's so huge, the gap between her and the pillar is really small, so you can kind of chance it. But for safety, if you want to, you can just wait that 1 second and she'll move past. Now, I didn't unlock the door, did I?
Stupid man thing! You won't live long, even
Here we go again, but that's acceptable.
Yeah. The other thing is, with the ladders, the reason why we're skipping the ladders is because every time you use a ladder to go up or down, you're losing like 5-10 seconds.
Where does she come from? Oh, she comes from there. Is that door gonna open before she gets to me?
Sometimes it does, sometimes it don't. So here there's an
snook!
opportunity for... So here was an opportunity. So while we're waiting for them pillars to come down, that door to unlock, there is a room we can go into where, would you believe, the Duke is magically there.
True.
Selling his wares. And in that is a permitted watch the cutscene just to heal up.
For those people in my community, you know what time it is? It's boss time.
So this is one of 5 boss fights off the top of my head.
4?
Well, 4, but then you got 5 if you include Miranda. Yeah, this is the first boss fight where literally you aim. So in this one, you've got to aim for Lady D, who is now transformed into a
giant amalgamation of just grotesqueness.
Yeah.
Early roof.
Early roof.
Early roof. She's gonna come back up. Oh, the accuracy though!
Oh yeah.
Take one for the chat. There we go. Chat, that was for you. technically another auto-scroller because she's going to fly around the building a couple of times and then she's going to be like, okay, I'm done flying. He's not shooting me. I'm just going to go in for the kill. Which is now the mini-troll. I think it's 5 shots, right? There we go.
Yep, 5 shots. So by now with the LRT, we would have saved roughly about 2-3 minutes.
Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I'm enjoying this run. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm very much enjoying the run that I'm doing right now. Right. So, part of the bigger picture is now that we've got the masks and we've killed Lady Dimitrescu, basically each of the 4 lords of this village. Now this is where the story gets a bit dark. So your daughter Rose has been split up into 4 parts. I know. I'm just going to give you a second to take that on board. So your daughter is technically in 4 flasks. We've got one of them. Each one of the lords has one of those flasks. Has each part of your daughter. And you want to go around and collect those parts of your daughter, right? So we've just got the first one. And now to continue. I do like the castle section though, because it was one of the sections of the game that was almost the most confusing section for me. Getting the masks, I was just like, I'm always missing a mask. Ada, what's the most confusing part of the game? What you reckon? Do you reckon Eisenberg's is the most confusing section of the game?
Depending on everybody else's, well, everybody has a different way of interpreting the game.
Going for that shot at it.
Yep.
Yeah. I literally only learned that strat yesterday.
You're welcome. And it, honestly, I taught him that strat, and well, I showed him that strat a couple of times. He was like, "How are you saving so much time?" And it's like, "Well,
yeah.
you just save 15 seconds."
It was 18 actually. It was 18 seconds.
Oh, was it 18?
Yeah, it was 18 seconds. I turn around, I shoot that. Oh my god, that was a good shot.
But no, so the most confusing part that I struggled with to begin with.
My brain went forward in time. Went to the other puzzle.
So the most confusing point for me originally, and most people actually struggle with, is not the castle, but it is Heisenberg. I struggled with it. Skip's definitely struggled with it.
Oh, Heisenberg's area. Ain't about that, man. Heisenberg's area was a royal pain in my booty. I'm telling you. So the shot that I just took, typically the game wants you to follow a set path, and I'm gonna follow that set path to a degree. It wants me to turn left now and then use the iron key to go through the door and stuff like that, and then go up on the roof and come down, but as you can see, I don't need to do that because I took a shot, which... Does it break the lock or something on the outside of there?
Yeah, so it's one of them locks. So when you came out of the castle, you shot that lock off.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same lock. So you've shot it off from the opposite side. So over on the roof and stuff like that, and it still disconnects it because you use the rocket pistol. Its damage damages the lock enough to break it open, and
bad, not bad.
So now we've got to go and visit Benevento
Yeah.
to basically go and get the next part of, as you probably saw on stream, Rose.
There's going to be a really... I'm going to forewarn you now. There is a grim boss coming up, and there's a skip for it that I'm going to go for. It might actually take me 2 tries.
Come with me. There's something I have to tell you.
But I'm going to go for it anyway, just as a showcase so you guys can see, oh, you don't technically have to go through the normal means of the game. But we'll get onto that in a little bit. I don't really want to be thinking about that boss. You'll understand when we get there.
You have to
A good this whole section of the game,
Even Rose.
uh,
I don't want to be alone.
it differs for it's got a difference than most games, because this area of the game is non-difficulty. There's no difference whatsoever in whether you play on casual or whether you play on Village of Shadows difficulty, which is the hardest, right? There's 4 difficulty settings for the game. It has absolutely no effect. There's only the boss, and we don't technically need weapons, and you'll see why we want to have weapons. But this area of the game is, I don't know, man, it's the most disturbing for me.
It is the most disturbing out of all the boss fights.
Yeah, I mean,
There are creepy things that are coming up, but this is the most
unnecessary.
unnecessary. So the area that we're going to go into, Benevento, we need to go and find 6 items, which are all.
I'm gonna try for the speed trap.
Yeah. So there's 6 items that we need to go and find to be able to get out of
I didn't get it.
Benny's house, basically. Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Yeah, it's a really small, really small window. There's only a couple of frames that you can do it on. Basically, when you go out and come back in, it kind of resets your run speed, so that you can run through this a little faster as you normally would, because the game kind of slows you down. Because no running in the house, you know. Go on, sorry. Collect 6 items.
Yeah, so we've got to go and collect 6 items that distributed throughout the ground floor of this, or should I say the basement level of this building.
It might work.
But if you paid close enough attention to the beginning of the game, there is going to be 1 item from your original house when you were putting the baby to sleep that makes an appearance very shortly.
Yeah, it does. To be honest, if you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't have known it was there. But the only reason that we know it's there is because we tried to break this game down a little bit to make it as optimal as possible.
Where's my gun?
So Benny has taken all your weapons. So here's item number 1, winding key. So we need to get the winding key, and once we deal with the winding key's location, you'll end up getting the 2nd item,
Yeah.
which you need to run back to that body.
Fortunately, you don't have to experience a ton of getting the wedding ring and stuff like that and washing it.
Yeah, getting the wedding ring for the door, because that gives you the code to the door, which is your anniversary date, which was the 29th of the 5th, 2011. but those that don't do American style timing.
Is that
dates.
right? 052911.
Yeah.
I mean, for us that'd be the 5th of September, right? But for America, it'd
No.
be the 9th of May.
No, it's the 29th of May.
Oh yeah, it's 029. I can't math, everybody. So this mannequin, this articulated mannequin, is basically the center of the area right now. We kind of have to revolve our life around it, getting the items that we need, right? Typically, to get the code for the door that I opened immediately, you'd have to go through another door, you have to get another key, and da-da-da. But I don't have to do any of that. I don't have to get the wedding ring. I don't have to break into the other room. I don't have to wash the ring to get the code from inside the ring. Speaking of the ring, well. What do we have here? The elusive 29th month.
Yeah, that elusive 29th.
Oh no, that's going to be a thing now. Oh, the 29th month.
With the film we've just watched, it opens up a new area. He's going to get the third item. So I'm basing it off of the splits I use.
Yeah.
Which
Nobody's
kind
seen.
of the film projects where the fourth item's going to be, which is the breaker box key.
I knew it. You're not going to let me live that down. I'm going to have to get a new t-shirt design the 29th month, you know. Oh dear.
So the tunnel we're going down now is the one that was seen in the video.
Yep.
So we need to go and get a breaker box key, a relief of a child, and a fuse. So we're going to go down the ladder, get the breaker box key, which for some reason is down here.
I mean, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Oh, here it comes. Oh,
So now
it
here is the
comes.
best part.
What do you mean it's the best part? It's by far not the best part. Oh.
Well, the best scary part. Come on, the best scary part. So this is where
Disagree.
we first meet the baby.
Warning,
And, you know,
it's grim. I gave you plenty enough heads up. If you just joined, I'm sorry. There it is. I'm gone. Bye. I'm not hanging around for you. No. I'm not waiting for that guy. I'm not looking at him up close. I've seen him in the figurine collection. The baby. No, you can keep
time,
it.
aren't you?
Huh? I am playing this safe, my dude. It's not sucking my toes today.
Oh, you do it that way round.
You do differently?
Yes.
Ooh, we may have to confer.
No, so once you've got the scissors and stuff like that, and you've got the breaker box key, you go or you're going back to get the breaker box key. You open a door,
Hey,
and then
hey, can we just talk about that for 1 second? Is that different on console? Because I remember messing that up the other day and accidentally putting the scissors, and then you followed suit. Right, here it is. I'm gonna need a little bit of silence. You know, I'm listening for audio cues now to try and do the baby skip. Grim thing. Did not work. So that's what he should do. I don't want him to do what he should do. I want him to do what I want him to do, which is... Why did I end up there? I want him to kind of move back and go into the wall. It's going to sound crazy. You didn't do it again, dude. Am I going a little too early, do you reckon?
Or take the second thump
Take the second thump.
and start your count from there.
Yeah. This is quite a... It's not so much tricky, but... You have to deal with that. It's kind of annoying. There we go. That's the baby skip. I'm sorry it took 3 times. But it is really, really temperamental. It's a horrible thing to do. And now is another one of those moments in the game where it's full-on clench mode.
Yeah, try not to put the scissors in the fuse board this time.
Oh, it's now that I have to try and do it, not the fuse. Ah! I still tried to do it wrong! You're throwing me off, dude! What do you mean? He's coming! He's coming to get me! You might get me! Oh! Oh, look at it!
So, with the baby skip... not with the baby skip. So,
not the baby me.
But with the... with that room, once you get the breaker box key, if you go back the route you opened and come back through where you got the scissors, get the breaker box key, put the breaker box key in the lock, get the relief, go back through the scissor room.
Yeah, you can
get
do
to the
that, but
relief
it's
really quickly.
extremely timed in it, because he'll always appear the other side, and then if you mess it up, you'll have to wait for him to move. But I thought I could do that, but for everybody's enjoyment, rather than watching my toes get enjoyed by the grotesque thing, it's just easier to do it this way. You don't really save that much time, and because we're not running on LRT right now, it's perfectly fine. I'd rather run the safe version now.
Oh yeah, and
come
so,
on, RNG.
Yeah, RNGC. So Benny, or Benevento, Benevento is likes her dolls. So she's possessed this one little doll here.
Called Angie. Now, RNG, the best RNG. Ah, she didn't do it. So I got good RNG on the first point, and the second point was kind of annoying. So she moves to 2 places whilst you're trying to attack her. We got the first one. That was the best RNG, just the other side of that handrail. The worst RNG is she's behind the cupboard to the right. And then the second point, this is actually the worst RNG, to have her in this back cupboard. The best one is really close to the door. So it kind of... We got good RNG, but then we got bad RNG. So it's okay. I'll accept I'll take my W's with my L's, you know what I mean? We got half and half, so I'll accept that.
Behind all this? That makes 2.
Yeah. So now we collected 2 of the Rose, they're samples of Rose. And we are now going to make our way to a boss called Moreau, who to get the flask Moreau is pretty simple. You literally just walk up and get it.
Thanks, Bug.
But it's at the moment, apart from going down in lifts, that's pretty much all we got at the moment.
My boy Yato is in the chat. Yato is a fantastic speedrunner. He taught me a lot in regards to my Resident Evil 5 run. It's nice to see you here, dude. Alright, I'm gonna go for the rocket pistol, I think, here. Oh, no, I don't. That was a good shot. Oh, I'm good, man. You should know this. I do this every day, even when I'm not streaming. My guy's just looking out for me, right?
Honestly, though, so there is a lot of running in this. You're going to see the village in multiple different times.
Got him.
So after Moreau, as we're making our way to the next boss, the village had changed a little bit, but you won't see that until after Moreau.
This boss is, well, say boss, that creature is basically what, it's almost like a smaller version of what you actually see in this area at the beginning of the game that we were waiting for behind the barricaded area.
Which we are now walking back behind that barricaded area now.
Yeah, we are. Yo, Yato. Yeah. Yato did the funny. Mr. Yatagomo with the FOMO.
I was going to say,
Did I actually get it right this time? I'm sure I got it right this time. I've been saying Mr. YOLO with a FOMO. And it's just like, brah.
Don't get me wrong. With this game, Skip. Actually, honestly, when I said to Skip, I'm going to try this game with keyboard and mouse, he kind of laughed originally.
I did. I was just like, no, you can't do that. Play the controller. It'll definitely... No, he was right. He was absolutely right. I was like, okay. My community was like, just give it a whirl. Just give it a shot. See how you get on.
Yeah, I honestly... So playing this on PC with a controller, I set a time. I weren't really happy with it and was like, hang on, because it's first person, I can play this as... with keyboard and mouse.
Did this get revived? Yeah, with the medkit, dude. Somebody sprayed a first aid spray on this game.
And then I played keyboard and mouse and set an even better time, and I was just like, okay, I'm just going to keep practicing like this.
Don't get the ladder. Don't get the ladder. Didn't get the ladder. I'm not gonna... Remember, pick your battles. I'm not gonna fight these, technically. Get up the ladder, dude. Oh, I was using an F...
F prompt.
Yeah, I was using F prompt, bro. It's just walk. I am the dumb.
So, for those that have played Resident Evil 5 and have seen Skip or myself play this game,
Oh, yeah,
the,
yeah.
the cutscene. So basically, we're gonna get in this boat. We're gonna drive along, and we're gonna skip the cutscene. But during the cutscene, you get to see the boulder punching man himself.
Okay. For everybody in the chat, actually, I'm looking towards some of the people that have played this game, played Resident Evil 5 and played this game, right? There is a quote in this game that has zero... We can't figure it out why this person would actually say this line and how they know about him, right? I get it? I did. So at the end of Resident Evil 5, the game came out in like 2005, so if you haven't already played it, this spoiler, I'm sorry.
What am I supposed to do?
Basically, Wesker, at the end of Resident Evil 5, during the last battle, Chris is kind of forced to punch a boulder to save Sheva, so she can cross the lava river, right? Where is it? We don't understand how the boss in this game calls him a boulder punching a-hole when there was nobody there apart from 2 people.
I'm not looking to fish food.
If you move forward there, he will eat you every single time, whether I want him to or not.
So, to answer that, it's more of a... It was added as a fan service meme material without any concern for implications. In the Japanese script,
Stinks.
he actually calls him a gorilla-looking B-word.
Oh. Savage. Just a little savage there.
But, of course, the translation between Japanese and English has, to be fair, is mistranslated. Missing details and made up contradictory details.
Nice. Glad I got that. Ah, it's bum clenching time. I'm the best.
But, Jan.
Is he gonna get me? Is he gonna get me? Is he gonna get me?
The mycelium wasn't around in Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah, they do cover that in the lore of this game. There's a bunch of documents and stuff like that near the end of the game that if you play this game, you'll know. And basically the mold that is happening here has absolutely no correlation whatsoever to the ooh, bad shot. What's it called? Las Pelagas, right? Has absolutely nothing to do with the Las Pelagas in Africa. Because they say, even Resident Evil 7,
Caught myself a
they think that the Bakers have the similar, like, genome. But apparently it's not. It absolutely has nothing to do with what's going on here. This originated here. So it's a little bit confusing. I'm not too sure. So if anybody in the chat has any idea as to why that happened, then I am absolutely... I'm all ears, man. Okay, yeah. I got a puzzly... another puzzle thing to do. Ah! What? I got another puzzle to do just after this. Oh my god, I can't even menu.
But no, honestly, in this game,
Okay.
there are several tactical restarts, or a couple of tactical restarts that could have happened in this area. It's just, you know, in a way, a gameplay.
It's probably
playthrough
faster
for you
routing on a
guys.
keypad, but I did that one for safety, honestly.
Yeah. There are skips that we're not using, mainly because of giving you guys the full experience.
Yeah.
We could use them. There is a way, for some reason I managed to do it every single time.
Getting
to
inside
actually
him, right?
get him,
Yeah.
get in front of Moreau there.
It's boss
Or the mutate
time!
mirror.
Blink, and you kind of miss it.
I guess I gotta do this.
Or not. I mean,
In death as you
Yeah,
must.
I've had that.
I had
recently as well.
I had the wrong gun equipped, which forced his movement to go further than normal. That was actually my bad. But it is what it is. I'll take the L. That's fine.
So now that we've collected all the keys, we've now got a 6-wing key, which allows us to open the last gate that we ever need to open. Well, not this one, but
The last main gate.
The last main gate to the last major boss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is Heisenberg.
If you guys
However-
have this on PlayStation 4, I will warn you right now that the Heisenberg fight on PS4 is extremely difficult on Village of Shadows difficulty. I'm very adept at this game, obviously, and I've never been so wound up by a boss.
It took him 3 hours on Village of
Yeah,
Shadows.
yeah, it did. And that's because of the frame rate issue.
So yeah, with the PS4, PS4 Pro, the frame rate issues in the game are unbelievably bad. Points, the game blinks. It's like
it
you're
does,
blinking, but you're not blinking.
It's basically the console taking the time that it needs to load the next area, and because I run pretty quickly, the game's just like it's got the lullaby channel on. It's like, what's going on now? Oh, okay. So we're on our way to go and see Eisenberg. Get out of my way. Normally I don't shoot him, but there's a chance that he will headbutt me, which causes me to slow down. It's faster to actually shoot him at that point.
So here is the last main gate that we need to open.
So when we get world record attempt, I feel like I'm on good par for a PB right now, I'll be honest. I can't really check though because I'm not doing LRT, but I guess we can run it against IGT, which is in game time. Too early. Bye.
So with this area that skips in, it's literally To be fair, it's just a filler space. That's what it feels like, to pad the game out a little bit more.
Yeah.
In speedrunning, it's literally, you pull these 2 levers, the gate falls down.
I mean, to be fair, we did have it with the castle.
Yeah.
Had the whole area where we got to kind of kill all the enemies and kind of get past them and stuff like that. So.
But in all fairness, the gate coming down takes roughly 15 seconds.
I don't necessarily have to kill everybody. It's just I'm keeping them at bay, I guess.
Yeah, you just need to keep them at bay. So using a rocket pistol here, and in the next part you're going into, because there is a chance that the enemies can grab you. But if you do a preemptive rocket shot as you're going across a stone bridge, can save you time as well.
Please don't grab me. There's a high chance. Oh, no, we're okay. There's a high chance that there's always a guy there, and he'll kind of grab you. And there'll be literally no frames whatsoever. He will just grab you. I'm gonna try and do a run through.
Okay, big guy.
I got it. That's nice. I got the pipe. I got the bypass. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, I personally myself in that whole area, I fired 2 rounds.
Do ya?
Yes.
So I don't
firing
mind
2
taking him out if I'm on an auto queue. You know what I mean?
Oh no, so it's 2 rounds. So the one at the bridge, and the one at that big guy at the top. That's the 2 rounds I fired.
Good to know.
If you so part of this, if you time it right, if you come off that zip line,
Boss time.
you can actually block quick enough, and you block that guy that potentially could grab you.
That's not good.
Now, is he gonna drop a friend?
2 more shots for good luck. That's how I would do it anyway.
Is he gonna bring a fella? Is he gonna bring a friend? No? No friend today, chat? Oh, he was a little close. That's okay. He did.
But in all fairness, that's the brother of the one you killed right in the beginning.
Yeah.
There is a 3rd brother, which we will see. But we are now ready to take all of the flasks that we've been collecting, go put them in a giant chalice next to the Duke, and then make our way to what's known as the world's biggest maze.
It is crazy. It is. There's like, what's that? What's the artist that does like the stairs going upwards and sideways and stuff like that? That's kind of like what Eisenberg's factory is similar to, but just darker and more industrial.
Yeah, it is the biggest confusing
I'll tell you what,
place.
trying to get through, like learn the castle is honestly one of the most confusing things going through. I remember my first time playing this and I was just shook with how difficult the routing, the orienteering is of his castle, his factory, because it's all the same. Every area is the same, and you have to go up the stairs to go down a floor to go down a floor to go up a stair. It's crazy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, and if you do so the routing that I use is the Skip uses here, or that he will be using, is, I think, very, very similar to the one I use. We each do the Heisenberg's a slightly different way.
Perhaps he hasn't
Do
laid
it.
eyes on
Slightly different.
Which part?
So going to get the first mold.
Oh, we do. We do, yeah. All right.
You attack, I don't.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So I'll explain a little bit more about it when he gets to it.
We are technically going back to where we started, right?
So in a way, the area we're going back to now is the exit point of the castle. So when we've left the castle, this is where we came out to. I'm going to put the giant chalice in. If Skip can take a look at the chalice while it's going down.
Yep, I got you.
You should see the umbrella logo.
Cool, right? It's nice to see a little bit of an incorporation from older games and stuff like that into this one, considering that this one is... When did the first Resident Evil game come out for the PlayStation 1? Was it like 2001, somewhere around there?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
This franchise
in
is
all-
huge. Like, it's been going for a long time.
And honestly, this
I'm facing the wrong
is...
way.
Don't worry
Yeah.
about the kid, Ethan. It'll be
It's because I
fine.
got you to turn around and
Yeah.
have a look at the umbrella logo.
It is, yeah. It is. That's fine. That's fine.
But in all honesty, this does have connections to Umbrella, which I'm still trying to find out when they started, when Umbrella pulled out and stuff like that. So in fairness, this could have a connection to
I like you.
Los Plagas.
I'd like to speak to you about Rose
Ooh!
and Miranda.
Wait. I might have cracked it, dude.
It's not a trap.
Because Chris is part of this, and Chris is part of the BSAA, right?
He isn't in this version of the game. He is not.
You know,
He is no longer a part of BSAA.
I'm thinking because he's here and in the environment, and Chris already knows about Miranda and stuff. Maybe Heisenberg and him or what? I don't know.
A dead end.
Maybe Heisenberg just knows who Chris is.
Yeah. So,
don't know.
depending on... So, going through this tunnel that he's coming down, he's coming into a scrapyard of sorts. And timing-wise, there is a slim chance that you could possibly get stuck going up some of these jumps.
I got it. Yeah, I got stuck there.
But it depends on... It is a pure timing thing. Every time I've run through, for some reason, I never get stuck.
I think I run through it a little quicker or something. And
Or a little slower. I did.
maybe, I don't know, because our times for this section are incredibly close. So maybe it's I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point. But
Easy way for me to find out. Let me change this. Compare against real time.
yeah. Oh, that's a good idea actually. I should
This place is messed up.
I can check my
Gotta get
splits
upstairs.
afterwards and see how I fared time-wise against real time.
To be fair, I could already tell you, you are 5 minutes behind my time.
Really?
Yep.
Maybe.
But then again, we're not doing some of the skips.
Yeah.
So, coming up to the machine. So this is where purely the rocket pistol is going to be useful. So the door. Yato, I did just set a PB on this, so. But no, honestly, the rocket pistol in this section of the game is going to come in clutch.
I think somebody is driving a trombone.
Yep. So in this machine room that we're in now, so the creature has now spawned itself and will wake up. Normally, I have seen in the past. Not gonna shame Skip, but he does occasionally attack that guy.
Sometimes, sometimes he needs a bit of a bit of an attack.
But honestly, you you maybe lose my train of thought there. But no, and honestly, he doesn't come back, but he makes an appearance a bit later on. So even if you killed him, he still comes back anyway. Now, the funniest thing, I've seen different runners do different things in this room.
I was a little too far forward.
Some fire the rocket pistol to destroy the glowing orbs on those.
No, I don't.
No, some. I'm saying some.
Yeah, I know.
But each to their own. If you get the timing right, you can get through perfectly with no issues. But the glowing orbs on these doors, if you time it right with your shots and precision it, I pulled off a weird one for one of the ones yesterday.
I'm gonna try
honestly, it looked absolutely amazing.
I'm gonna try that, dude. 100%. I don't quite remember the setup for it,
But if you time the bullet, time the shot right and everything, you can destroy all of them within seconds, and by the time you get to the door, you can walk straight through it.
Ada, did I just bypass the grab?
You might have done.
Such a disappointment.
Did I just bypass that? Because normally the animation kind of
Bitch Miranda.
locks you into like looking at what you've just unlocked.
Truly disappointed.
And I was free to run.
I'm not gonna lie, I do need you to. I need to show you the different routing for that room that you've just gone through.
Yeah.
She locked us away in the village. Decades of being forced to serve her. Can you even understand?
I missed it. I missed the opportunity.
Yeah. So the room that Skip's just gone through and shot the door, I pulled off. I don't know
I'm an
how
idiot.
I done it.
I wasn't.
I was
Yeah, it's not part of my run, so.
And I weren't expecting you to get it.
I need enough power.
I just realised where
You
the
can-
last jewel is.
But yeah, I pulled off. I don't know how I pulled it off, but I managed to have that door open.
No.
For the weak, that's the way of the world. You should have never refused me, Ethan.
Whew. Floor 1 done. There's only 2 more.
Got a long way to go.
I hope everybody is enjoying the showcase and having an interesting
Miranda thinks we're nothing but children.
experience with this game.
She doesn't
I
care.
assure you, this game isn't as easy as I'm making it.
She's long
Look.
lost all her humanity.
So far, it's been a pretty flawless run.
I must
Shit, about your family.
Crouch.
drama.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Everyone.
even though we've not been doing some of the time saves, just so you can get the full feel for the game, it's honestly still a pretty good run.
The last one is just behind these, isn't it?
Another one?
Can I just leave? Never tried to just bypass them.
Yeah, you can bypass them.
Good to know. See? Still learning things about this game. Oh. Simmer down, dude. My guy literally landed and was just like, I'm here! And I'm just gonna have a little lie down. Okay. So we're working our way through this absolute maze of you have to double back and triple back and stuff like that to get through certain places. Right now I'm basically at the top of the... I'm almost at the top of the factory. But there's a little... There's a little bit more that we have to go down now to then go up even further.
Yeah, I was going to say, because you still have one more key to get, or one more item to get here, which is a key mold. And then we've got to go all the way back down, almost to the basement.
Almost to the basement.
There's a reason why I call it almost the basement. And you'll see near the end of Heisenberg.
Yeah, it is mental. Okay.
But so we've got to go and get key mold, which is class known as Heisenberg's key. So we're almost at the end of the game.
Well, we're at the end of collecting the flasks. We've got another section which absolutely has... I don't understand it. We've got a section with another character. Can you guys guess what character we are going to switch to playing as soon?
Take Rose?
That's right, we're going to be playing as Pedro.
Nah, you're playing as me.
So technically, we are on the highest floor now, and we are going to go all the way back down to the basement. The normal routing for this is to work your way back down the way you came, and now because we've got the key mold, we need to go back to the forge room to cast a key from this mold. But typically the game wants you to kind of go back down to the second floor. We don't want to do that.
It's dark.
We want to come down where it's really dark. And have to deal with all of this aggravation. Alright. Now there's a couple of larger, or more awkward enemies that we're going to have to encounter because we've come back. Oh. Is that guy normally there, Ada?
Yeah, he's always there.
Bro, I just ran at him like he didn't exist.
So, the machine room. So when you first go and get the first ever mold, the one of the horse, once you get that, is the enemy that was in that chair. So if you kill him beforehand or kill him afterwards, you're going to kill him twice anyway. So I ignore him. A lot of runners that I've noticed do ignore him. Because he reappears. So technically you can kill him waiting for the mold. So now that we're back in the lift, we go all the way back up.
All the way back up to the penthouse suite, where we actually get to use the key on the door that we just passed on the way in. Now, there is another door, one other door that takes the Heisenberg key, and it's for a partial collectible that you have to combine. It's a combinable item, and it's for the second part of his hammer.
Which then you use at the Duke and sell it at the Duke once you combined it, and honestly, it gives you money. Wrong weapon.
Right weapon.
So in one of the cutscenes that you skip at the beginning, this is the guy you're running away from originally. Now sit down.
Now stay down.
Stay down.
Stay down, sit down. Each to their own.
Yep. Get on.
But no, honestly, yeah, the key, the Heisenberg key, you can use it in 2 locations. The one we've used it on, another location to get the other part of the hammer, which, in a way, is brilliant because you need
it's
money
worth so much more when you combine it. So much more. I think it goes from like 8,000 to 45,000.
Yeah, it makes it so we can actually unlock upgrades for the weapons, make it so we can get unlimited ammo. And you almost went the wrong way again.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, this place, as you can probably tell, is a maze.
We're now in the basement as well.
Yeah.
Where we meet, you need to stand up to get it.
I got it. So now we've got the horrific boss battle that took me 3 hours the other day on PlayStation. This is the Heisenberg fight.
But this is also where we
I'm a
meet
concentrate.
Chris for the second time.
So I'm going to take
So in
some
that
concentration time right here. So I'm allowed to just explain a little bit about what's going on.
So, like Lady D, Heisenberg has transformed into a grotesque monster. There is a little bit of swearing that does come into this because the actual... He does actually call Chris a boulder punching a-hole. But while he's attacking it, if you've noticed, it will flash up orange in certain places. They're the weakest points that we need to attack. We need to basically grind him down. Now, this, similar to one of the Resident Evil 5 fights, can be 2 or 3 rounds. I have seen it take longer, but it depends on if you hit all them targets. You have fun, Pugman. Thank you for all them gifted subs to this wondrous channel.
Thank you, my dude.
So now we're going into phase 2 of the fight. Technically there's... Yeah, phase 2 of the fight. Where we're going to get sucked up into the air. I'm going to wait, pull the trigger, and shoot him in the face. now that that's done, we're now on foot. We don't have the tank. And so there you go, there's that infamous quote. Nobody knows where he actually learned that Chris was one of those. But if we time it right, it's only 2-3 shots to the head. He will go into phase, well, the equivalent of the end of the phase, get sucked back up, and you manage to grab hold of the tank and blow him up for the final time. Sorry, that's just the easiest way for me to explain that.
Yeah.
Fight in a nutshell.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
So now, after this is all done, and he's actually dead, we actually get to go and play as Chris Redfield.
Good old Chris, Mr. OG Resident Evil Raccoon City geezer.
But we don't get to play for him long, in a sense.
I mean, it's enough. It's nonsensical that we have to do it, though, because you go through the entire game, just like this section, apart from the last part of the boss. You go through the entire game, upgrading all of your weapons to then have to sit in a tank. And then you have to do this section, which you don't use your normal weapons, which is crazy.
It is crazy, but one of the unlockables is so that you can actually get unlimited ammo for the weapons that Chris used.
Yeah, so this weapon is the Dragoon. You can purchase the weapon so that you can use it in your normal, like, in your Ethan section. But the WCX is much better.
But no, in this entire section, so it has just told you that Miranda? No, not Miranda. That the main boss.
Yeah, it's Miranda.
Yeah, it is Miranda. Turned herself into Mia. I don't know why I started questioning myself.
I don't know either. I just thought, oh, he'll realise in a second, and if you don't, then we can all have a little chuckle at him. But
honestly, though, so Miranda transforms herself into Mia, and basically, from the beginning of the story of this game, you've actually been with Miranda. So when you had Rose, you had Miranda. But Rose is actually Mia's official daughter, not the Miranda Mia, if that makes English.
that was nice. That was actually nice.
Yeah. So these next couple of sections that Skip or MarkioBros is in are basically encaged areas. So there's 3 phases to this section that he's on, where you have to kill some enemies, wait for the gun to reload, and then you have to basically rinse and repeat this 2 more times now. But he is an enclosed area, he's not in kind of an open area.
It's not ideal.
Rapidly expanding. There must be something stimulating it. And over here. Looks like it's about to collapse. Hold your horses.
But each time he takes out these enemies, or uses the laser designator, it kills the enemies that are currently alive. And it allows him to basically get himself geared up, ready to go for the next section.
I'm reloaded. Where should I pull next? BSA guys are engaging the bioweapons. You're right, Captain. They must be.
That was clean. That was really clean, dude.
That was really clean.
That can get really, really hairy because of the enemies and the way that they want to move, and they might come to you when you don't necessarily need them to. And then you always run the risk of accuracy and your weapon running out, you know. Yeah, so that was actually pretty clean. Even for me, that was pretty clean. But here we go. Here's Big Boy.
This is Urias number 3 that you attack. So there are multiple ways of killing him. Well, only 2 different ways of killing him. Throw a few grenades. He goes into a down stance. And literally spray him in the back consistently. If you time it bad enough, or your timing's that bad, you use the laser, and he fires through the ceiling, and you can take him down that way. But it is so much quicker to throw the grenades, get him to fall down, and literally just rinse and repeat, shooting him in the back.
I'm overhead, boss.
That's it. That was good. That was clean.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty clean. I'll take that.
Keep going. The rest of you, stay above.
So we are almost finished. It sounds silly. We are almost finished with Chris. Chris only has one section in this game,
I don't get any of this. How did Miranda
even though you
know
meet him
Rose
several
exists?
different times within the game.
Baron told her, maybe?
We can figure that out later. Focus on the plan. I found it. It's the Megamycete.
Captain, I have eyes on Miranda at the ceremony site.
Keep your distance. Do not move until I give the order.
I know it's too late now, but we really should have told Ethan the plan.
There
Yeah.
wasn't time. We didn't expect.
I don't want to tell him anything. What do you mean?
Even so, you should
But no,
have
in
told
the...
him.
So this is the most plot twisty ending
Miranda's lab.
of all. We enter Miranda's lab and shoot a lock off, and in the cutscene that we skip, we actually meet Mia, the real Mia, not the Miranda Mia. Mia.
I'm gonna have to check what my my IG, my real time is for my run,
Get here.
and see whether I actually got a PB. Kind of nice.
So that was, to be fair, that is the most pointless scene ever. So now we're going, literally, we are going to the... You want the other gun?
This is the final fight of the game. We are now going to go and fight Miranda. We're making our way to the battle area. So that was an earmark for the moderation team to get ready with time.
Out of my way.
Yeah. So there's a couple of phases. We can skip a phase if I do this quickly and correctly, and my accuracy is
Get the
pretty
right
good.
gun out first.
I'm going to do it with a Magnum. What do you mean?
You're taking the long route then?
Yeah.
You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her.
So the quicker
Oh,
way...
he got it! He got it!
Oh, you got the skip.
I got the skip, yeah!
So, majority of the time, the quickest way to go through this and to actually skip most of it is to use WCX. Because you have unlimited ammo,
Time is coming up very quickly. That is, hold on 1 second. When when you see the father's story is done, that's time. 144.08 I got.
Yep.
139.40 IGT. That, everybody, was Resident Evil Village. We didn't really have that many problems going through the run. Baby skip took a couple of times, but that was literally it. That was the only part of the run that became a problem. But yeah, that was Resident Evil Village. I really want to say a massive thank you to the event for having me, to Mr. Adder for running comms with me. Really appreciate your expertise and your knowledge base, dude, and for being here. I want to say thank you to all my community, and yeah, MarkioBros. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube and that kind of stuff. I tend to really focus on Resident Evil speedrunning, but I do a smattering of other games as well. You'll see me soon at some other events I'm really happy to announce. And yeah, thank you to everybody in the chat that actually came out and supporting this wonderful channel and came to watch a little bit of Resident Evil.
Been an absolute pleasure, guys.
Been awesome, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will catch you on the next one.